Welcome to Timeless Truths, where we bring the ancient Word of God into today's world, one chapter at a time. Whether this is your first listen or you've been journeying with us since Genesis 1, I'm honored to have you here. Today's story is one of the most dramatic and emotionally charged chapters in all of Genesis. It's filled with tension, manipulation, heartbreak, and lasting consequences. But beneath all of that, it's also about identity, desperation, and the human desire to be seen and blessed. Let me ask you something. Have you ever wanted something so badly that you were tempted to take it the wrong way? Or maybe you felt invisible, overlooked, like someone else always gets what you deserve? If so, you're not alone. And neither was Jacob. Isaac is now old and nearly blind. His time is short. He plans to give a sacred family blessing to his eldest son, Esau. But Rebekah, his wife, favors their younger son, Jacob, and helps him deceive his father to steal that blessing. What unfolds in this chapter changes the course of the entire biblical story. Let's listen in and walk with the people behind the story, because in their struggle, we often find our own. A modern-day reading, Genesis 27. Isaac was now old, and his eyesight had grown so poor that he could barely see. One day he called for his older son Esau and said, "My son." "Yes, father," Esau replied. "I'm getting old." Isaac said, "I don't know how much longer I'll live. Go hunt some wild game and prepare the kind of food I love. After I eat it, I'll give you my blessing before I die." But Rebekah overheard the conversation. As soon as Esau left the hunt, she turned to Jacob and said, "I heard your father talking to Esau. He's going to bless him. But listen carefully. I have a plan. Go get 2 young goats. I'll prepare a meal the way your father loves. You take it to him, pretend to be Esau, and he'll bless you instead." Jacob hesitated. "Esau is hairy, and I'm not. If my father touches me, he'll know. I'll get a curse, not a blessing." Rebekah said, "Let the curse fall on me, my son. Just do what I say." So Jacob brought her the goats, and she cooked the meal. Then she dressed him in Esau's clothes and covered his hands and neck with goat skin to imitate Esau's hairiness. Jacob took the food to his father. "My father," he said. "Yes? Who is it?" Isaac asked. "I am Esau, your firstborn." Jacob lied. "I did what you asked. Eat, so you can bless me." Isaac asked, "How did you hunt so fast?" Jacob replied, "The Lord your God gave me success." Isaac was unsure. "Come closer," he said. He touched Jacob and felt the goat skins. The voice is Jacob's, but the hands are Esau's. Still uncertain, Isaac asked again, "Are you really Esau?" Jacob answered, "I am." So Isaac ate, drank, and said, "Come near and kiss me." Jacob did, and Isaac smelled Esau's clothes. Finally convinced, Isaac blessed him. "May God give you heaven's dew and earth's richness, an abundance of grain and wine. May nations serve you, and people bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may those who curse you be cursed, and those who bless you be blessed." Just after Jacob left, Esau returned. He prepared the food, brought it to Isaac, and said, "Sit up, father, and bless me." Isaac trembled. Who is just here? I already blessed him." Esau cried out, "Bless me too, father." But Isaac said, "Your brother deceived me and took your blessing." Esau wept. "Don't you have even one blessing left for me?" Isaac replied, "You will live away from the earth's richness. You will serve your brother, but one day you will break free." Esau burned with anger. "When my father dies, I'll kill Jacob." Rebekah heard this and warned Jacob, "Flee to your uncle Laban in Haran. Stay there until Esau calms down." She then told Isaac, "I don't want Jacob to marry a Hittite woman like Esau did." What strikes me most in this chapter is the deep ache each person carries. Isaac is trying to pass on a blessing while blind to what's really happening. Esau is hungry, not just for food, but for affirmation. Rebekah is driven by fear and favoritism. And Jacob, he just wants to be blessed. But instead of trusting God, he schemes. This chapter reminds me that when we try to force what God has already promised, we create damage. Jacob was already chosen by God before birth, but he tried to take the promise into his own hands and left a trail of broken trust behind. Still, God's grace shines through. He doesn't abandon Jacob. He meets him later in the wilderness. That tells me something important. God's plan is bigger than our failures. Even when we mess up, deceive, or try to rush the process, he still works through it all, mercifully, patiently, and powerfully. We've all seen this happen when someone lies or manipulates to get ahead, at work, in relationships, even in family dynamics. Maybe you felt invisible like Jacob, doing everything right but never getting the approval you hoped for. Or maybe you've been like Esau, watching someone else get what you believe you deserved. Or maybe, if we're honest, we've been like Rebekah, try to protect our loved ones, but doing it in the wrong way. It's hard to trust that God's timing is better than ours. It's hard to wait when we feel like blessing is slipping away. But Genesis 27 shows us what happens when we try to force our way instead of walking in faith. The pain is real. The fallout is deep. And yet, God stays with us anyway. Let this be our wake-up call. Don't steal what God is already willing to give you. Don't manipulate, scheme, or pretend, because the blessing that's meant for you is already written into your story. You don't have to lie to be loved. You don't have to pretend to be someone else to be chosen. Be honest. Be faithful. Be patient. And trust that if God has something for you, it's coming. So let me ask you, where in your life are you trying to force something instead of trusting God with it? Is it in your career, your marriage, your identity, your future? Take a breath. Release the grip. Let him lead. Next time, in Genesis 28, we'll see Jacob on the run, alone, ashamed and exhausted. But that's when God shows up. In a dream, Jacob sees a staircase stretching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending, and God standing above it all. It's one of the most powerful moments in the entire book of Genesis, and it happens not after Jacob gets his life together, but while he's still running from a mess he made. That tells us something about the heart of God. You don't want to miss it. Thank you for joining me today on Timeless Truths. If this message spoke to you, I encourage you to share it with a friend. Subscribe to the show on Spotify, and leave a review if you're able. It helps others discover the Word in a whole new way. Remember this: you are not forgotten, you are not disqualified, and your story isn't over. Stay steady, stay faithful, and I'll meet you back here soon.